Excellent.
All right, guys. All right, guys, we're here in the shop today, and we have Coyote Works Jeep Wrangler JK. We're putting an AEV 2.5-inch dual sport suspension system on there. Let's tear into it. All right, guys, we're in the back here, and first step is removing the rear shocks, the rear track bar. Then we can let this axle droop down, and we can pull the rear springs out. So let's get the track bar out, and then we can pull these springs.
So Josh, let's just real quick tell everyone what we have here for what all this AEV Dual Sport lift comes with.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's really cool about the AEV suspension systems is, unlike other suspension systems, AEV gives you all the parts that you need to do the correct install, like geometry, relocation brackets. So basically this kit consists of your front and rear springs, which are triple rate progressive springs. You've got your Bilstein 5100 series shocks, which are factory tuned by AEV R&D department, so they do meet their exact specs for this lift.
Perfect.
You've got your front sway bar relocation brackets. You've got your rear track bar relocation bracket. You've got your new rear track bar, which is extended for the lift.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your brake line extensions, and then all the hardware you need to install this, new bump stops. They even throw in stickers and a zip tie. And one extra piece that we threw in here, and I recommend for any lift kit, is the AEV ProCal. So this is going to recalibrate your Jeep speedometer, mileage, all that stuff to the new size of lift and tires if you go to new tires, which is a really cool kit. Plus, you can get some performance upgrades out of this as well.
Excellent.
All right, so we've got the old shocks out, and we've removed the bolts for the track bar. So we're going to pull out the rear track bar now. Basically, all we got to do is drop this axle down a little bit so we can pop these rear springs out. All right, so we got the rear shocks out, we got the rear track bar out, the rear springs. We've loosened all the brake lines and harnesses. So we've got the axle at full droop, and now we can start putting the new springs in. After that, we will install the new track bar relocation bracket. All right, so let's get this spring in. Make sure your seat's on there right. Little notch. All right. One more. Push down if you can. I almost had it.
Push real hard.
Just like that.
Boom.
Easy. All right, so this is the track bar relocation bracket. Basically brings that track bar back up to where it needs to be for the factory setting. Uses a couple of U-bolts, super easy to install. So let's get that put on. All right, so we got the new track bar bracket on. We've got the track bar in, the springs are in. Now it's time to put the brake line extension brackets in, torque everything. These guys are 80 foot-pounds, and we're almost ready to move on to the front.
Okay, everybody freeze right where you're at. Nope. A little closer together. Josh, can you move in just a little closer?
Yep.
And freeze.
Perfect. Oh yeah, that's a nice shot right there.
Money shot.
All right, so last step is to install the shocks. These are those Bilstein 5100, super nice aluminum body and factory tuned by AEV. So let's get these installed. All right, so because this is lifted now in the rear, we had to use a bracket that basically brings the brake line back down so that we're not overstretching our brake lines. Yeah, I think it's coffee break time.
I agree 100%.
Some Black Rifle coffee.
Man, that's good coffee. It's delicious coffee.
All right, so the rear is all done, and now we're starting on the front. So we're gonna loosen up all the control arms and loosen the sway bar links, and then start pulling the old parts out of there. So let's get to work. All right, so we've got the front track bar disconnected. You do have to unbolt the front drive line, and we use a ratchet strap to hold that up there. Now we're removing shocks, then we can let the axle droop and pull the springs out. Watch yourself. Yeah. Shit flying. Cow flies, pies flying. Okay. Okay, cool.
Lunch?
Let's see.
That's a Cuban.
Well, I feel like I'm sitting around camp, but I rarely ever eat like this at camp.
Out of a cardboard box.
Well, or anything that tastes this good.
All right, so now we have our new springs in. We're putting our brake line extension brackets in and our sway bar extension bracket to bring that sway bar angle back to the stock position.
Just got in that cooler. This segment.
My,
What's in Casey's cooler?
My afternoon to pick me up.
All right.
We just had our big lunch, so now I got to get some caffeine in me.
That's right.
All right, so we've got the brake line extenders in, and we also have the sway bar geometry correction brackets in. And now we're gonna put the new shocks in, hook up the drive line, a couple little small tweaks, and we're super close to being done.
Axial. Oh.
All right, so we're almost finished up. What we have left here is to torque the upper and lower control arms and then torque the nuts on the drive line. Do one more last check and throw the wheels and tires on.
Action!
All right, so we got everything torqued. We always use a paint pen, go around all the nuts and bolts, mark them, make sure everything's torqued to spec, and now we're ready for wheels and tires. Wheel me, bro.
Coming down.
Man, looks good.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks killer.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. A little bit more space around the tires.
Yep, just that added touch.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's gonna ride a lot better too.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Nice job.
I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the pass. Thanks,
All right,
Josh.
buddy.